crochet myself a dress, specifically a maxi dress, which I have actually never done for myself before. So spring is pretty much here and summer is right around the corner, and I really want to crochet myself a nice, fun, like everyday sort of dress. Something that I can wear casually, just like on a day-to-day, but something I can dress up and make it look real cute and nice. So I have a couple of dresses that I really love wearing in the spring and summer at the moment, and they are just like very classic, plain kind of silhouettes. They're just like a regular, you know, sleeveless situation. There's nothing really anything like special about them, but I really love wearing them because I feel very comfortable in them. Plus I get the bonus of being able to like zhuzh them up and dress them up and make them look a lot, you know, fancier if I need to. So I really want to kind of crochet myself a maxi dress of that vibe. Nothing crazy in terms of the silhouette or like the pattern or the neckline or the shaping or anything like that. Just like a simple classic maxi dress that I can wear in the spring and summer, but also something that I can layer in the autumn and winter months if I want to. So I have this really beautiful yellow yarn and I've had it for ages, and I bought it specifically because I knew I wanted to crochet myself a maxi dress. I got 1200 grams, which is quite a lot. I actually don't know how much it takes for me to crochet like a regular length dress. I think I've used maybe about 600-700 grams for like a sleeveless kind of regular length dress, but this is going to be a maxi dress, so I did err on the side of caution. I got 1200 grams of it. These are 100 gram skeins. They are from King Cole and it's the Cotton Smooth DK and it is in the shade Sun, and it's this really beautiful buttery lemon yellow, and I just think it's so nice. It's a 100% mercerized cotton. I've never actually used mercerized cotton specifically, but I have used several 100% cottons, and this one, it feels I think the difference with mercerized is that it's kind of got like a film on it, like it's been treated, I'm pretty sure, and it kind of has this like sheen to it, like it's slightly shinier than any other cotton that I've dealt with before, which is nice, you know. I don't feel any type of way about it, but it is like a noticeable difference. So this is the yarn that I'm going to be using. Like I said, I've got a lot of it. I'm going to crochet a maxi dress and we'll see how it goes. So I am actually going to a friend's wedding in about a month's time, and I would love to wear this dress for the wedding, but because it is a spring wedding, I'm really unsure what the weather's going to be like. So at the moment, like, the weather is kind of up in the air. Like some days it will be quite sunny and kind of warm, some days it's like quite cloudy and pretty chilly still, and you like need a coat or a jacket. So I don't know what the weather is going to be like until probably like a couple of days before the actual wedding. So I am going to crochet this kind of intending to wear it at the wedding, but I do have several other dresses that I could wear for the wedding that are, you know, better suited if the weather does take a turn, or if it like rains, or if it gets chilly, whatever. And also I don't know if I'll be able to get this done in a month's time. I don't know, I've never really tracked how long it takes me to crochet a dress normally, let alone a maxi dress. So we'll see. Like I said, if I can crochet it for the wedding, that would be great. It would, I'm sure it would look cute and I would love wearing it if the weather permits. But if not, I do have lots of other dresses that I could wear. So this is very loosely going to be a wedding guest dress outfit. Not the end of the world if I don't finish it on time. Like, I'm not gonna rush myself or injure myself or like intently work on it for the wedding, but if I happen to have it done, that'd be great. So in terms of like the style, I'll put up a couple of pictures of what I'm kind of going for. I definitely want sleeveless. Like, I want this to be a summery spring dress. I don't want it to be strappy. I do want it to be kind of like relatively full in the bust and in the back, and I think I want like a kind of curved square neckline, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want it to be v-neck. I don't want a like a proper round neck. I do really love the way a square neckline looks on me, but I don't want it to be like angular, if that makes sense. So I think like a nice little slightly curved square neckline could look cute. And then with the skirt, kind of, I don't know, maybe similar to the one I'm currently wearing, like nothing too puffy and nothing too ruffly, but I do almost like want it to be slightly like pleated in a sense. So I'm going to try and strike that balance between pleats and ruffles, you know. So yeah, that is what I am planning on crocheting. I think it's going to turn out really cute. Like I said, I really love wearing a just a nice throw-on dress in the spring and summertime, and I have wanted to crochet myself a maxi dress for a really long time. I'm pretty sure this was on my like 2025 crochet wish list. I just never got around to it, or like I think the yarn that I intended to use I used to make another dress, but I definitely wouldn't have had enough to make a maxi dress in that yarn. So I'm glad that I kind of like found this yarn and have specifically got this project in mind with it. I was also thinking that if I end up having a little bit of extra yarn left over, which I don't know, I really don't know until like I start crocheting, but if I do end up having a little bit of extra yarn left over, I was thinking of maybe making like a little bolero or like a shrug or something, because I think that could look really cute as like a two-piece, you know. Obviously this is dependent on if I have enough yarn. I don't know if I will, so I will cross that potential option as and when I need it, but yeah, that's what I'm going to be crocheting for this vlog. So I tested out some stitch patterns and I'm going to show you what I came up with. I knew that I really wanted, like for the top part of it, I really want to do a shell stitch. I feel like they are some really beautiful intricate looking stitches that are actually really easy to work up, and also I love the kind of like fact that there is texture but there's not, it's not textured, if that makes sense. Like you can see the definition of the stitches, but it's not like, it doesn't necessarily create like a thick fabric. Does that make sense? I think so. So yeah, I tried out a few different shell type stitches that I liked the look of, and I'll show you what I found. So the first one I tried, I don't remember the name of any of these, by the way, just FYI. So this is the first one I tried. I also really love working with this yarn. It's really nice and soft, and it kind of like feels really smooth as it's running through your fingers. But this is the first one. Really, really beautiful. It's got kind of like some chain spaces and some gaps in there, but it creates like a really lovely pattern. Like it kind of looks like little palm trees or like little fans. I really love the kind of pattern that it's created with the stitches. My only dislike about this one is that you can kind of like see through it, and I do want the top, particularly the top bit, to be more of a solid fabric. This I think could look cute for like the skirt area, particularly like the bottom area of the skirt. I think this would create like a really nice like flow and it would look really cute. But yeah, I really love this, but just not for the top of the dress. The second one, and I don't like this, you can tell I don't like it because I only did like a few rows, but it's, I mean, it's a cute stitch, it's just not for what I want for the top. Very gappy, very kind of like lots of little chain spaces in there, which I'm not the biggest fan of, and it's a single crochet stitch, and I just don't want it to work up that slowly. I think some single crochet stitches are beautiful. I think this is beautiful, to be fair. I just don't want to do it. So, and I don't think that this looks better than the other stitches that I've chosen, if that makes sense. So if this was like a single crochet stitch and I was like, wow, it's amazing, and it's like faultless other than it's a single crochet stitch, I would have chosen it. But there's other ones that I prefer that aren't single crochet, and they look nicer for the thing that I want to use it for. But this is a really fun kind of stitch in the way that you work it up, and it creates these like fun little kind of like peaks, which is cute, but just not what I want for the dress. The next one I really liked. The construction of it is actually quite interesting. It's not something that I have done before with a shell stitch, and I do really like it, but I just think it creates a kind of tight fabric. The chain kind of shrunk up quite a bit. It also has quite a few chain space gaps in it, and it kind of, yeah, you can kind of see it like bunches up a little bit, and it just tightens everything up and shrinks it up a little bit too much. Obviously I'm sure like blocking it and wearing it would help that, but I just don't really want anything that feels stiff from the beginning, sort of thing. But it is beautiful, and it's a really interesting construction as well. I really like it, but just, yeah, not for the top. And then the one that I really like, which as I'm sure you can tell is the one that I have decided on, is this one. Just a classic shell stitch. It looks really pretty. You've got like the kind of defining shell pattern in there. It's got like some slight texture, but it's not like a super kind of thick fabric either. I really, really like it, and I think especially from like far away on a top, I think that's gorgeous. I really love it. And I think in this color as well, with the mercerized cotton and the kind of sheen that it gives, this is beautiful. I really like it. So I have decided on the final one, and yeah, I'm gonna start on the construction of the top. I'm not really sure how I want to construct it just yet. I think I might work in the round. I haven't actually decided yet. I think working in the round would be preferable, I think, because I'm just thinking like in terms of the construction of the whole dress, I want to kind of do like the top first and then do the skirt, like attach the skirt and do the skirt. I don't think I'll be doing like the whole kind of like length of it at once. I think I want to do it in the round. I might like test out doing it in the round first, and if I'm not feeling it, then I can kind of start again. But yeah, I've chosen my stitch and I'm gonna get started on the top. So a little update, I have just finished the front part of the top part of the dress. I had to kind of like faff around with the length of it and like the decreases for the armhole shaping, and then like the length of the straps as well. I've gone like ever so slightly shorter than my actual measurements for the straps because I know that will stretch over time, so I figured if I do it a tiny bit shorter, hopefully that will kind of account for some stretch. I went for like a pretty square neckline. This was like, in terms of the neckline of the dress, this was like the main kind of thing that I wanted, was I wanted a square neckline. I keep seeing like pictures of these really beautiful like just classic silhouette dresses, like not necessarily printed, but the construction of them are just like really beautiful, especially the neckline. I don't actually have that many things that have a square neckline, and I think it could look cute. So now I'm gonna work on the back of it as well. I figured I'd kind of like, you know, talk a little bit more in depth about like my inspiration and stuff. So obviously I mentioned there's these kind of very classic looking maxi dresses with this really nice square neckline that I keep saying that I really like the look of, but also as well, like in terms of what I want to wear the dress for, ideally I'd love to wear it for my friend's wedding, dependent on the weather, dependent on if I get it done in time. Not the end of the world if I'm not able to wear it for their wedding, but would love to. But I really want like a staple dress in my wardrobe that I can just like throw on. Something that is like cute but comfortable, and I don't have to worry if like my legs are waxed, or like I don't have to worry that it's too revealing or it's a bit too booby, but I can still wear it in like, you know, a hot summer day. That's kind of like how I want to wear this dress. Something that when I'm not really feeling like I want to get dressed, but I still kind of need to like look like a human being, this is like gonna be that dress for me. What I really want to achieve from this dress is that I can like dress it up, but I can also wear it really casually as well. I want to just wear something nice and cute for the summertime, and something light as well. I also really love this color. I feel like this is like the perfect summer color, and I feel like it goes quite nicely with my complexion as well. But yeah, that's kind of like the main, I suppose, aims on like what I kind of want from this dress. I just want it to be like a casual throw on dress, but something that fits me really nicely, and like I really like the fit of it, but it's also like very comfortable, and like I feel supported. Because as well, I think like with some of the dresses that I've made before, I've only made like 2 or 3, like one of them was really short and it was like a slutty little dress. Perfect, love it, definitely has its place and has its purpose in my wardrobe. The other one was kind of just like a nice summery dress, but it's got like a lot of lace, there's like a lot of my skin exposed, and I think I just want something that's a little bit more covered, something that I can comfortably wear like at work. I can wear it like around like my partner's parents and like my family. I don't need to worry about like a nip slip or anything. I think like, I don't know if it's like age, or I don't know if it's just like a slight change in my wardrobe desires, but like I really am gravitating towards pieces that I can wear in those settings that I feel a little bit more comfortable in, and like not as exposed, particularly for summer, because I don't like summertime. I don't like the hot weather. I get very overstimulated, very irritable in the hot weather. and I get really bad hay fever. The summer is just like not a fun time for me. Don't get me wrong, I love a bit of vitamin D, I love feeling the sun on my skin, but when it's hot, and especially in England where we get these horrible heat waves and it's fucking awful, I really don't like the summer, and I don't like dressing for summer either. Like, I think when my skin is more exposed, I feel everything. I feel the wind, I feel bugs, I feel like a draft on me, I feel like a tiny hair or a piece of fluff, like, and I cannot deal with it. So I think like usually when I dress for the summer, I'm just like, what is the least amount of clothes that I can wear? But where I have been doing that, I tend to go like the kind of more revealing route, which is absolutely fine, and I definitely still will be doing that. But sometimes I don't want to have as much skin on show. I just want to like be comfortable in the heat, but without dressing like a little slut, basically, which, like I said, not slut shaming. I will absolutely still be doing that, but sometimes I'm just not in the mood to. So yeah, this is kind of like the intentions of what I want from this dress, and I think I'll be able to achieve it, you know. In terms of yarn as well, so I'm on my 3rd skein of yarn. I've used 2 and like a bit, not even like a half, I would say. I've still got like a decent amount of this one left. I had 100 grams, 12 skeins in total, so I have loads left. I'm also just thinking about like what I want to do for the back, and I was considering doing like a kind of full, almost like tank top back, but I'm thinking basically doing the exact same of what I've done at the front, but just like a little bit higher. I don't want anything really low, because ideally I still want to wear like a bra or a bra top with this top or with this dress. So I don't want anything really low where like my bra top is exposed, and I don't want anything where like you can see the straps of my bra top. So I still want it to be like kind of high-ish to cover that strap, or like to cover the band of my bra top, but I don't want it to be super high either, like a tank top, you know. Like I think especially where I've made my Titan tank kind of recently, that's actually been kind of helpful, because I'm doing like a very similar construction. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And then I think I'm gonna do some nice like a nice finishing border around the armholes, and then the like this kind of area here, because where obviously we have a square neck, I do really want to kind of like emphasize the square neck. I'm still a little bit undecided on what I want to do for the skirt or like the kind of rest of the dress. Part of me was tempted to like do the same stitch pattern, but obviously where I will be working from like the bottom down, it will be upside down. So like I don't know if that would look a bit weird. I might like test it out on like a swatch just to see what that would look like, but I think I might go for like a different stitch pattern for the dress. So yeah, that's my update. It's going well, loving it so far. Well, I finished the top part. I actually can't really remember what my last update was, but I'm pretty sure I showed the front part of it. I'm like 99% sure, but it looks really good. I'm really pleased with how the top part has come out. I didn't want it to be too booby, so it kind of sits like just at the top of where my cleavage starts basically, which is great. And I did some kind of like relatively thick straps with a nice like square neckline, and then I did some underarm shaping. And then for the back I basically replicated the same thing, but I just made the kind of square part a little bit higher, and then I also shortened the straps, because one thing that I noticed with dresses, and I don't know like what it is about my body shape that makes this happen. I don't know if it's because I have quite a big bust, I don't know if it's because I don't really have much of a butt, but whenever I have dresses, particularly when I'm crocheting them myself, I do find that the kind of back part of it tends to sit a little bit lower, and I do think it's like a combination of me having boobs and no arse. I basically made the straps a little bit shorter to kind of pull up the back part of it a little bit more, so that this part of the back bit isn't as low, if that makes sense. So when I'm actually crocheting the skirt part, it's kind of like it marries up to where the front part sits on my body, because yeah, I just find sometimes like it's a little bit lower, and like if I want to do any kind of like fun detailing around the part that joins like the skirt, it sits quite a bit lower on my back than like my waist, if that makes sense. It's like a little bit lower, so I did that to hopefully mitigate that kind of problem that I typically have when I'm crocheting my own dresses, but also to help the whole like stretching situation, because while this is obviously going to be a maxi dress, like it's going to have a lot of weight to it. I'm hoping the final product doesn't end up super heavy, but it's going to be kind of heavy. So because of the fact that the weight of the entire skirt and the entire dress is going to be on the straps are going to stretch. That's just like how it's going to be. I could do different things to the straps to make it not stretch as much. I don't really want to. I've tried lots of different methods. I don't want to. This is how I want to do it. This is how I'm doing it. So yeah, I did it shorter to hopefully account for like a little bit of stretch over time as well. But yeah, I really love how it looks. I haven't woven in the ends yet, and I do think I'm gonna end up like blocking or washing like the whole thing rather than doing it like the top first and then the skirt. In terms of time, so it's currently middle of the month. I basically have just under a month, so probably like 3 weeks and like 4 days. That's how like close to a month I have until the actual wedding. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I don't know if I'll end up wearing this dress at the wedding because of the weather. So at the moment it's like a lovely spring day, but it's still kind of chilly. So yeah, I wouldn't wear like a sleeveless dress today because it will be too cold. So I'm not really sure. It will depend on the weather, but either way I do still want this really cute maxi dress. Whether I wear it for the wedding or not is weather dependent, and also if I get it done on time. But by the looks of things, I will definitely be able to get it done on time, so that's not really like a major problem. But yeah, I really love how it looks. I think like even as a top this is really cute, and I feel like where the skirt is going to start from like my waist, I think it's going to look really nice. I'm unsure what I'm doing so far for the skirt part, haven't quite decided, but obviously if you stick around and subscribe to my channel, I will share what I do with the skirt and the final product. Also in terms of yarn, I used just over 3 skeins, so just over 300 grams. This is how much I have of my 4th skein, and I used it for like I think like a little bit of the strap and a little bit of the back part, so really not that much. So it's basically just over 300 grams for the top part, which is great, meaning I have a bunch of yarn left. Like I mentioned, I've got 1200 grams in total. I will absolutely be okay in terms of the amount of yarn I have available for the skirt. In terms of the fit of the skirt, I do kind of want it to be like flowy. I don't want it to be pleated necessarily, although like pleats could look cute. So yeah, I'm kind of undecided, but I don't want it to be a fitted skirt. I want it to be flowy. I want it to like, you know, when I move, I want it to like have some movement, you know, like I want it to be like princess dress sort of styly, but not like super puffy, you know, and I don't want it frilly either. I think there's a difference between flow and frills, and I don't want frills. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I think as well I'm gonna weave in the ends of the top part first, because the top part is like done, but also I'm a little bit scared to do that because what if I change my mind or I need to change it. I'll see how I feel. I'm gonna be splitting up these vlogs because I know that this is going to be a very big project and I don't want this video to be like a million years long. So if you are interested in seeing how the rest of the dress goes, then be sure to subscribe to my channel. I will be sharing the vlog soon, who knows. And yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I will hopefully catch you on the next one.